With us. Thanks for joining with us and thanks for playing the game. Success and money is just a game and games are fun. Success and money is a game and games are fun. Life's a game and games are fun. Investing's a game and games are fun. So let's go have some fun. But in the games we play, that everybody wins and some can win big. Now, why do I say that? Well, because you know what? You're going to be playing this game your whole life. People think that this is just a short-term thing. Well, it's not. The things you learn today, you're going to use forever. And the things you learn today, you're going to learn and be able to use to help other people. So today we're going to play the game of success and money, and we're literally going to play the game. And so I would like all of you to jump in. And if you're just joining with us, I would like you to go to Kahoot. That's Kahoot.it. That's Kahoot.it. Kahoot.it, and then the game code is 490-3347 because we're going to play the game right now. And it looks like we've already got a few people in here. Now, we had a big fun class on Friday, and we're going to be doing a real estate version and asking some questions on what you learned and see if we can go from there. So we're going to get started. You can join this class at any time if you've missed it. Not live, but here we go. So we're going to come in here and go through the class. So let's get ready. We're going to play the Money Mondays is what we call it. And we do have some construction. So Daryl's going to jump in here with me as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about real estate. Now, real estate refers to land as well as any physical property or improvements affixed to the land. That's correct. So that's basically real estate, anything that's fixed to the land or a fixture that is in part of that land, as well as any physical property or improvements affixed to the land, including a house. So let's talk about real estate and some buildings. So real estate can be all kinds of things. It can be land, it can be landscaping, it can be bridges. And real estate is a form of real estate, a term that refers to any piece of land or permanent additions attached to the land. That's what we call it. Real estate plays a crucial role in the economy, providing a stable investment option, contributing to the GDP and offering employment. So let's do some quiz questions. How does real estate contribute to the economy? How does real estate contribute to the economy? By providing temporary employment or by offering stable investments, contributing to the gross domestic product and creating employment opportunities. Let's go. And here comes the question. Here comes the quiz question. You've got about 15 seconds to get your answers in. And the correct answer is it provides investments and contributes to the gross domestic product, and it employs a lot of people. Real estate is a huge place in employing people. Let's see who's got the top scores. Looks like Hillary and then Ethan. Okay. Here's our top scores. Here we go. The next one. Which of the following best defines real estate? Commercial properties and land, or land and any physical property or improvements affixed to it? Okay, it looks like it's land and any physical property or improvements fixed to it. There you go. Looks like Boggs jumped up to the top. All right, residential property includes single-family homes, apartments, condos, townhouses. Commercial property, there's real estate everywhere. Retail, warehouses and industrial properties. And they offer a high rate of return compared to residential properties, but may require more management and investment. That is true. And you get to have the ability to leverage yourself where you can borrow money and then other people are paying it back off of the rents. Question. Why commercial properties offer a higher return compared to residential? Well, they have a lower initial investment, or they often require more management. Okay. Usually commercial properties require more of a financial commitment than a house does, of course. Um, but that's one of the ways, and they can do really well. And sometimes the rents are a little bit better. Okay, looks like Boggs is still in first by Sam and Oliver, Joy, and Ethan. Which type of real estate investment is most likely to provide a steady income through rent? Residual properties or industrial properties? And the answer to this one shows that it is residential properties. One of the reasons is because if you have a 4-unit building or something like that, only one of the rent units are vacant, then you've still got 3 that are rented. A lot of times industrial is one big property. So if it's empty, it's empty. Sam pulls up. Good. Understanding market trends. Let's talk about market trends a little bit. Understanding market trends is crucial for making informed real estate investments. Market trends are influenced by various factors, including economic indicators, interest rates, and demographic changes. Areas with growing populations and strong job markets often see increased demand for housing, leading to higher property values. How do low interest rates affect the real estate market? So those are your questions. They decrease the demand for properties and make them cheaper because many people will buy. Or number 2, they make borrowing cheaper, leading to increased demand for property and higher prices. Low interest rates. How does it affect the real estate market? That's true. The lower the interest rates, then the lower your monthly payments are. And it also makes it so that more people can qualify. So interest rates are a big part of that, but you can find better deals when the interest rates are a little bit higher and you use more creative financing for that. Oliver pops up into the lead. Good job. Which demographic trend is most likely to increase demand for housing? Which demographic trend? High employment rates with low standard of living, or growing populations with strong job markets? Correct answer is growing populations and strong job markets. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Real estate valuations. How do you determine value? Valuing real estate accurately is essential for both buyers and sellers. There are methods to determine a property's value. A comparative market analysis, which we call a CMA, involves comparing the property to similar properties that have recently sold in the same area. There's a couple different ways you can do it. One is the cost approach. The cost approach calculates the cost to rebuild the property from scratch, considering the current cost of materials and labor minus depreciation often used for new or unique properties. So what does it cost to rebuild a new one? That's one way. Income. The income approach is used primarily for rental properties, calculating the value based on the income that property generates using the formula value equals the net operating income divided by a capitalization rate. Capitalization rate is similar to saying that if you had 100,000 pesos or dollars and you took it down to the bank and put that money in the bank and they gave you a 5% rate of return, that's basically the same thing we're talking about as a capitalization. It's one of the ways that they determine the value of a property is what kind of rate of return you would get if that property produced X number of dollars of income and it produced a certain rate of income. All right. So when is the cost approach most commonly used? The cost approach. Correct answers for new and unique properties. A lot of the rental properties are based on the income stream. So what kind of income is it making? Okay, here's the next question. How is the value calculated using the income approach? So we're looking at the income approach by calculating the value based on the income the property generates using the formula. The value equals the net operating income divided by the capitalization rate, or two, by calculating the cost to rebuild the property from scratch. Now we're talking about an income approach. So that's what we're looking for is the income approach here. And again, the word was income. So you're calculating for the income approach. So that's why we use the income calculator. Okay, here's a computation where we got a return on investment. ROI is a key metric for evaluating the profitability of a rental property. It's calculated using the formula of the return on investment, which equals the net profit divided by the total investment. So you're going to take the total investment and you're also going to use the net profit from it. And then you'll times it by 100 to get that formula. For example, if you purchase a property for $200,000 that earns $24,000 in annual rental income and have $8,000 in annual expense, your profit's $16,000. The ROI would be 16,000 divided by 200,000. Another way to think about this is that if you took $200,000 or pesos down to the bank and the bank gave you an 8% rate of return. So you have an asset that's worth 200,000. In this case, we're saying it's cash, $200,000 in cash, and they gave you an 8% rate of return in your savings account or your checking account. And how much would it produce? Well, it would produce $16,000. So that's how they're figuring out the return on investment. So that's another way to look at it. Okay. What's the ROI represent in real estate? There's your answers, questions. And it's actually the profitability of the units. So you got to take your expenses out. Okay, if a property has an annual rental income of $50,000 and annual expenses of $12,000, what is the net profit? $50,000 worth of income, $12,000 worth of expenses. Okay, good. All right, we're going on so far. We've got our top three scorers. Looks like Oliver's in first, Gina and Oli. Runners up are TP and Ethan. Okay, good. Daryl, do you want to come out? You guys want to come out and let's talk for just a second here?
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, those questions are real easy, and they're just all of the questions are in the presentation, and those are the basics of real estate, I guess.
Okay, good. All right, we're gonna come out and create a kind of a workshop here for just a second. But the first thing is, does anybody have any questions or comments about any of the questions? And then let's go to the iPad and let's do some doodling so you can understand what we were talking about. Okay, throw in the chat if you have a question, or come out and ask it, and then let's talk about it. Okay, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to say goodbye from our friends from around the world that are watching, and then we're going to come out here and we're going to do kind of a help session jumping in here. So let's say goodbye to our friends from around the world.